It could be that your own people, and this is what I want to tell the MPP and Dr. Bawumia, you didn't give it up. Ghana took the power from you and gave it to another person. Your own people went to the ballot box and they said, we are fed up with our own, so we are taking the power and giving it to an outsider. Perhaps, or peradventure, the outsider will come and do something better for us. So, Dr. Bawumia, honorables, marry or marry. There is no two ways about it. Marry. Just accept it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. This your boy Say Oma, and I'm right here with
Say Fifi.
Original Fee,
Yeah, one and only.
one and only. And you are watching Rachel TV. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, you share. Let's have a conversation. Yes. So we've had an election. We've all witnessed what happened on December 7th. I would like to ask you, do you think the election was free and fair?
Yeah, for once it was free and fair because both sides of both parties, almost all the parties, were vigilant. Everybody was there, and I saw ordinary Ghanaian citizens trying to prevent election rigging. At the end of the day, election results were announced, and for once, with a exception of few constituencies, everybody accepted a win in good faith and a defeat in good faith. And for the first time, I think we had free and fair election. Yeah.
Okay, so for the first time, Ghanaians have witnessed the free and fair elections, and we saw some ballot boxes. You know, before we used to hear that, oh, some people will come and pick the ballot boxes, people will thumbprint and bring into the Electoral Commission's office, people, we heard all of that. But unfortunately, this year, there were citizens vigilante. I don't know how it happened, but just like you said, everybody was irate and vigilant. And we saw so many ballot boxes that were stuffed, that were already voted, whether for Party A or Party B, that were stopped. And with all that happened, I would like to ask you, do you think it is possible that they've been rigging in previous elections with all these stuffs?
There's no doubt about it. There have been election rigging in previous years on the account of what we witnessed this year. Because previously we saw, the last election we had, NDC took it to court. And we heard all manner of words, jargons, pink sheets and everything. I was watching TV3 when Sami Jemfi came and said, they have had information and intel that MPP are on their way to do this and do this. In previous election, it would have been a heresy, but for this one, there were. Sami Jemfi said, everybody, if you're a Ghanaian, it doesn't matter whether you are an NDC. If you're a Ghanaian, stay at the polling station. Make sure election results have been declared. Make sure pink sheets have been signed by all parties, every official that's supposed to sign. And then take a picture, paste it there. You can print and paste it there so that it will not be an evidence perused by you alone, but then it will be evidence open to the public. And so when he says MPP, they have had intel that MPP are going to do this or they are going to do that as a way to rig the election. And then we saw videos popping up indicating and aligning to what Sami Jemfi has said. I accepted the fact that in previous years, election had been rigged. The difference is that for this election year, there were so many vigilantes around and in the police station that it was virtually impossible. And there were people that posted videos of an attempt and alleged rigging so that it serves as evidence to prove all that the NDC has been saying all this while. So, yeah, in previous years, we don't have evidence yet, but what has happened this year proves something that were alleged in previous election years that weren't proven. I'll say it that way.
Okay, yes, we all saw it, but don't you also think that it could also be possibly that they were all arranged? Probably they do it and they announce it. So when you go then you find it and it becomes as if it is something. Don't you think it could be a propaganda that probably they were also behind it? So they announce, okay, this place, there are 3 ballot boxes that have been printed with so and so. We go and then we find it. I'm not saying, but I'm just also saying that
we can.
yes, don't you also think that it could be acted or a propaganda or something of that sort, or you from things you think it is genuine?
That's one thing that also kept ringing in my mind. Like, I mean, this could be a propaganda because, but then the case is this. I was amazed at how one of the ballot boxes that were burnt and were destroyed, and then I was watching TV3 and I stayed with them all throughout this election. Anytime that I was in the house and I wasn't on the field working, I was watching TV3. Thanks to my wife, she wouldn't allow me to change the station. But then this got me thinking. I saw one MPP party agent, that was trying his possible best to ensure that he convinces the public and the people around that this is a genuine ballot paper that has they are genuine vote that has been cast, and then the EC officials forgot that box, and so they are bringing it. And I was like, what? You and I, we've worked with the Electoral Commission before, from Aferijan to Charlotte Osei. I think it's Jean Mensah's time that we have not worked with. And so sometimes it becomes difficult when you are sharing your thoughts and your ideas on this subject, because we are doing journalism as well. And so we cannot lean too much on one party or the other. But like I said, I was watching TV3 and I was listening to the comment that was coming in. I was watching and hearing the explanation that were coming in. I was like, come on. It's either this person is a complete fool, even if he has been paid, he has forgotten the training or the words that were put in his mouth to be saying when he is caught, or he is passionate for his party to win. And so he's willing to do anything at all to ensure that they win. And so, for what we don't have the intel that the NDC has, but I'm reviewing, I'm looking at what TV3 showed to me, and I'm tempted to say that it was not a planned thing. What I can think of as a planned thing could be Esilo Wusu's office that was ransacked. Because, I mean, we all have been in this system for the past 8 years. We have endured. And a lot of people says we want change. And we have gone to the polling station. There's only one day, 7 December, every 4 years, that every Ghanaian has authority to choose anybody at all into office. And we have gone to the ballot box, exerted our position, we've done our best to choose somebody to bring the change that we were calling for. Mind you, everything that is in their offices belongs to us. It is for the country, and it is our pocket money that has been used to buy it. And they are the same things that those that we have changed and brought into power are also going to continue using. So why would I, looking for a change, begin to spoil something that the person that I am bringing in to come and change is going to use? It doesn't make sense to me. And so, from the way the narration keeps coming, I am tempted to think that Esilo Wusu, it could even be the MPPs who are making sure that they sell NDC youths on the bad notes. But when it comes to the ballot boxes that we saw, I mean, look at John DeMello's constituency, where all the official ballot papers and the ballot box that had been tied were in front of the auditorium, and yes, somebody was coming in with another ballot box with ballot papers in it, thumb printed. Tell me, which NDC person would do this? Because after all, John DeMello was in a comfortable list. So if you're an NDC person, why would you go and do this unless you are totally stupid? It doesn't make sense. But I can understand the MPP people. Please don't come and then harass me. But I'm saying what I think I think I'm deducing, or what? Yes, I'm deducing from what I saw, and I can say that for sure, this election rigging and the intel that came, it didn't come from the camp of the MPP, as in um, propaganda. But when it comes to my office is on fire and everything, I think personally it's been organized within, because mind you, these offices that are being bent and the materials that are being bent contains evidence for the next government that is coming in.
Sure.
If Malik Basintali says he's really going to work in returning the loot, Operation Return the Loot, then it is evidence that are being bent. Tell me an NDC person who wants the loot to be returned is stupid enough to go and then burn these things which are evidence.
Sure, sure. You are making a lot of sense. I'm just thinking about that part, and I realize that yes, everything is possible. You understand? Everything is possible. So we also had where we've seen the outcome of the results. First of all, what do you make of the outcome? This huge gap that happened. The party B who lost came out to say that they gave it out because looking at the numbers, people did not come out and vote, which is, I think it's an excuse. I say, well, then you blame it on the referee. It doesn't really say matter. But to you, what do you make of this result? I think it is one of, I don't know if it has already happened, but I think it is, in our time, this is one of the garbest gap we've seen from the outcome of an election. What do you make of that?
I don't think I like the first speech Dr. Baumiake when he came to give when he considered and he came to give the speech. There's one sentence that I picked from all that he said, and that is the fact that the MPP has a coalition center themselves, and everything indicated to them that they have lost, and the opponent has won decisively. That should have been it, nothing else. Like I said, this was a battle between Ghana and the MPP. It wasn't an NDC battle, like NDC versus MPP. It is Ghana versus MPP. And I want to put it this way. This is a decision that Ghana has taken. Now, President-elect Mahama is a supreme leader. He has 2/3 of parliament and therefore can alter the constitution, I believe not to his whims and caprices, because then we can also call him for a referendum and we can impeach him. Not everybody went to vote. You went to vote. I wasn't able to go and vote. And you don't know what party I would have voted for.
Sure.
You don't know because you came out, you brought your manifesto. I listened to it. Mahama brought his manifesto. I listened to it. I could be a floating voter, and yet I didn't go to vote. So if a floating voter didn't go to the ballot box to vote, you cannot predict whether he would have voted for you or not. There are NPP people that didn't go to the ballot box. For some reason, some of them, when we talk to them, they say, look, MPP will mimojemu. I'm a typical MPP, but I don't agree with what my party has done. And I don't want to vote for the opponent, so I'm not going to vote. So a person like this, if you had pressured a person to go to the ballot vote because you know he's a party lawyer and a party personnel, there is no way of knowing whether he would have gone to vote for you or vote for the other person. And it's the same thing, NDC people. I am grateful that my mom belongs to one party and my daddy belongs to the opposite party. And so when these two people are going to the ballot board, my mom came to visit me and she left a day to the election. And she was like, I have tested Mahama, I've tested Akufo-Addo, I've tested Kufuor, I don't want to vote at all. So I don't want to, I'm fed up with these two parties, so I'm going to vote for Cheddar. I said, what's your reason for voting for Cheddar? Why do you want to vote for Cheddar? This and this and this and this. By the time my mom was leaving, she asked, so who should I vote for? If somebody knows me as an MPP or NDC or CPP, and my mom to belong to a particular party, you would have thought, okay, my mom is NDP, so by all means, she will vote for NDP. But here is the thing. she came to me, she paid me a visit, and when she was leaving, she was asking me, who should I vote for? So how can you say? It could be that your own people, and this is what I want to tell the MPP and Dr. Bawumia, you didn't give it up. Ghana took the power from you and gave it to another person. Your own people went to the ballot box and they said, we are fed up with our own, so we are taking the power and giving it to an outsider. Perhaps, or peradventure, the outsider will come and do something better for us. So, Dr. Bawumia, honorables, marry or marry. There is no two ways about it. Marry. Just accept it and sit down and think of what you do and what you say in the next 4 years to convince Ghanaians to see if they will give you another opportunity to come back to power, or to even grab okay, he was in power, but then his government was not in power, so he was looking for power so that he will come and then undo everything that his government or his government with power had done. I mean, it's funny, but MPP didn't give it away. Their own people switched sides. They were fed up with what was going on, and they decided that they would take the power from them and give it to another person. It's just like kinship. You could be sworn in as a king. When your people, when your family, when your royal family sees that you are going beyond where you ought to go, they are the same people that would destroy you and take the power from you and give it to another person and install another king onto the same throne. And that is it. That's what happened. Ghanaians took the power and gave it to Mahama.
So yes, Ghanaians took the power and gave it to Mahama, like my bro said. Because looking at the number of parliamentarians the NDC was able to amass, it should tell you that they really voted and they really wanted change. Because places that were dominant by MPP people were even won by NDC reps. So I think that probably these are some of the things that we say to console our party members. Like we would say, oh, and the referee no real osisinya. So I think it was just a consolation, something for their members to be, feel like, okay, but whatever the case, Ghanaians voted and they voted for change with a huge margin. And like you said, there's no scientific proof that the person that didn't go to the poll was going to vote for you or not. Probably even if they all voted, it would have been wider or bigger. So I think, yeah, that's also the case. And talking about, we are just having a conversation about everything election. And we are sharing our views on how we saw things and how we see things and how things are going. Now that I think for him coming out to accept defeat was something great. Because in the midst of the heat, like I think it was just the next day, they just like you said, they had their coalition and they saw it, and then he came out and then accepted defeat and commended the new president-elect, and that is a plus for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And also, do you think the words of his master affected his campaign, or I don't know? But people are saying that the bad deeds of his master affected him. However, I think he was with his master, just like you said, though. But even the staunch members of the party have come out to say that Ken Ofori-Atta, Akufo-Addo's cousins and uncles were even powerful than the ministers. They made decisions. They drew the budget. So he was more like a ceremonial vice. Yeah. Probably it was just the latter part. Now you saw you did about digitalization, and also about the economy. I watched a video from His Royal Majesty Otumfuo said to no say a common bibi na edu tutia NDC into young country nanado say a common and I think there's hunger in town, unemployment, everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. Since you are when you mobile, bear 12 months and so because we be a change. Yes, I think where the change is here. And since we've gone for the change, we should be also ready for the consequences and everything that comes with it. Since you are Ghana for Akoto Abawa to NDC for Abba Power. Okay, I'd also want us to talk about the post-violence. You've spoken about some example about Osler's office and so on and so forth. There are several instances too. I don't know. From other places where there's been mass looting and stuff, and we don't know, unidentified. People are saying they are NDC, people are saying they are MPP. However, I would like to condemn that that is not good, whether Party A or Party B. It doesn't make any sense to go loot. Probably, what they will be so private business, you understand? So you are rendering the Ghanaian man more poorer. And I would like you to also share your ideas and whatever you have to say about this petty violence that has stricken certain places after the election.